Alright, so we are under a risk for severe weather today. Hold on, come on. Hold on, I'm just trying to... Okay, so I do have a threat for severe weather today, and I'm in a flood watch too, and in fact, now I am in the moderate risk for excessive rainfall today. I have around the cusp between a slight and a marginal for severe weather. Additionally, I am in a moderate risk for flash flooding. So, and the weather prediction center has expanded the slight risk westward. So, the slight risk for excessive rainfall westward. So, even up to the areas that did not have flood watches before. And now that most, if not the entirety, of the CTP area is under a flood watch, I'm expecting flood watches to be expanded northward too. At some point. Hey Chicopee, how you doing? Alright, so like I said, I'm now in a moderate risk for excessive rainfall. So, gotta show you. So you can see, doing good, that's good. And if you look at that, so my area is now under a moderate risk for excessive rainfall. Yeah, I'm in the moderate risk for excessive rainfall, you can see, so that means the flood threat for me has increased. There's now been an increase in the flood threat for me. So, the system is looking to be a bigger deal than first expected. So, yeah. So, yeah. Uh-oh, I gotta do an update video now. I gotta do an update severe weather outlook video now, so I need everyone to behave while I do the update assessment. So, I'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta do an update video. Okay. Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here, with an update to the Day 1 Severe Weather Outlook. For a large part, everything's been the same. For a large part, everything's been the same for a large part. So, the marginal risk down here remains the same, and so is the slight and the marginal over here. And the slight here remains largely the same, but as in the midday update, the SPC has expanded the slight risk southwestward to include parts of North Carolina and north central South Carolina. And the Storm Prediction Center has added a third slight risk area for today, which covers southeastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northwestern Georgia, and south central Tennessee. But otherwise, the margin remains the same. So, cities in today's slights include Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., and Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the marginals include New York, Phoenix, Arizona, Jacksonville, Florida, Memphis, Tennessee, and Tucson, Arizona. So, go to the tornado threat to see if that changed. There were some changes to the tornado risk. Yes, there were some changes to the tornado risk. Alright, so, minor, but still. The 2% the 2% tornado risk over here remains the same, and the 5% tornado risk down here remains largely the same, aside from a slight expansion, and the 2% surrounding it remains the same. However, as of the midday update, the SPC has added a black dashed area. There's now a black dashed area added within the 5%. The black dashed area is the highest potential for tornadoes to reach or exceed EF2 today. Alright, the black dashed area is the highest potential for tornadoes to reach or exceed EF2 rating today. Alright, areas outside the black dashed area are mainly EF0 or EF1 tornadoes. Okay, seeing the black dashed area, aka highest potential for EF2 tornadoes or stronger today, include Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Arlington, Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia, and Columbia, Maryland. The 5% tornado risk area for today includes Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Arlington, Virginia, and Alexandria, Virginia. And the 2% includes New York, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Newark, New Jersey, St. Paul, Minnesota, and Lincoln, Nebraska. Go to the wind to see if that changed. So, the 5% down here remains the same, and the 5% wind risk here remains the same, and here's the black dashed area over here. Alright, meaning the highest potential for hurricane force gusts to reach or exceed 74 miles per hour from thunderstorms today in the black dashed area in the Midwest. Alright? The 30% wind risk area here remains largely the same, but as of the midday update, the SPC has made some expansions westward of the 30% wind risk area for today. The 50% of the remains the same for the most part. However, they expanded the 50% wind risk southwestward to include central North Carolina and north central South Carolina. And there is now, the Storm Prediction Center has added a second 15% wind risk today, which covers southeastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northwest Georgia, and south central Tennessee. But the 5% otherwise here remains the same. So, cities in the black dashed area today include Grand Island, Nebraska, Kearney, Nebraska, Norfolk, Nebraska, Hastings, Nebraska, and Columbus, Nebraska. The 30% wind risk area today includes Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Arlington, Virginia, and Alexandria, Virginia. Cities in the 15% wind risk area today include Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, Greensboro, North Carolina, and Birmingham, Alabama. And the 5% includes New York, Phoenix, Arizona, Jacksonville, Florida, Memphis, Tennessee, and Tucson, Arizona. And now going to the hail threat, see if that changed. No major change with the hail risk. No major changes with the hail risk. Alright? The black dashed area here means the highest potential for 2-inch hail or larger. Really? Come on. The black dashed area means the highest potential for 2-inch hail or larger. Still remains the same. The 15% hail risk over here remains the same, and still is the 5%. The 5% hail risk area here remains the same. And I don't know, I forgot if they had this 5% hail risk down here, over here, but I think they did, so that's the same too, so we don't need to go over that. In summary, scattered severe storms are possible this afternoon into this evening across parts of the mid-Atlantic, posing a risk for a couple of tornadoes and damaging wind gusts. Large hail and isolated wind damage will be possible late today into tonight, with severe storms from Nebraska and the northwest Wisconsin. Scattered damaging wind gusts are possible over parts of the deep south this afternoon into the early evening. So, that's your day one update from the Storm Prediction Center. So, stay safe in the affected areas today and tonight. Stay safe in the affected areas today and tonight, whether you're in the slight or the marginal, since you never know, well, slight marginal can pull up sometimes. And just in case the threat goes into tonight, make sure you have a way to be notified for severe weather tonight, whether it be your TV, radio, or phone, to wake you up to go to your safe spot, and if possible, sleep in your safe spot tonight to avoid having to move during the night. So make sure that safe room is in the lowest level of the building you're in. Alright? And try to stay away from windows. Try to stay away from windows. So stay safe today and tonight, and I will have my day 2 severe weather outlook once it's updated. Take care. Alright. Alright, Timothy, no 67. No 67. EAS&Weather here. Hold on, with I got an update to the day 1 severe weather outlook. Alright, so sorry, Timothy, but that's your first warning, okay? Because I don't tolerate 67 on here. Just give me a moment. I'll be with you in just a moment. Thunder. Hello, everyone. Today and tonight, I will have my day 2 severe weather outlook once it's updated. Take care. Hi, Linnea. Lansum, how you doing? Okay. Hi, Andy. How you doing? Alright. So, yeah. So, anyway. However, your Delmarva plans have been impacted by Mother Nature, but the band you was going to see, they will be near your condo in Ocean City Connecticut with fireworks. That's cool. And as you can see, I'm currently in a flood watch. I'm currently under a flood watch right now until 2 a.m. tomorrow. So we have some nasty weather headed our way, and it seems like the severe weather threat has worsened a little bit. Yeah, with the worsening weather possible. So yeah, so strong thunderstorms today. So yeah, strong thunderstorms. So we have to. So right now, I'm in a 2% tornado risk, but there's a 5% tornado risk just south of me. So I know there's a 5% tornado risk in Philadelphia, and I know not far from Philadelphia there is actually a black dashed area. So there could be a couple EF2s in there. I mean, I hope not, but we have to be prepared for that potential. The weather is in general is not looking good. I mean, I'm expecting a tornado watch. I mean, I'll be surprised if they don't issue a tornado watch. I'll be surprised if they do not issue a tornado watch because, you know, with the 5% tornado risk now in Philly and surrounding areas, not to mention there's now a blacklist area near that area, meaning the highest potential for EF2s or stronger. So, I mean, I hope that it does not come to fruition. Definitely the Phillies are not playing, but the Orioles should be impacted in Baltimore. That's true. But like I said, I'll be stunned if they do not issue a tornado watch because, I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm expecting a tornado watch to be issued. But I'll be surprised if they do not issue one. So, just gonna look at the Storm Prediction Center, see what. All right, yeah. So no changes right now. So yeah, we gotta be prepared. So going back here, you can see there are flood watches up. I'm expecting PHI to fill in the gap right there. You see the gap? You see Allentown and Reading not in the flood watch. But I'm expecting PHI to fill in the gap pretty soon. I'm expecting them to. So And right now, hold on. There's a flash flood threat here. You can see my area is around the cusp between the moderate risk and the slight risk. Excuse me, so. And you can see even New York City is in the moderate risk area for flash flooding. So, within the red area, certainly the moderate risk for excessive rainfall. For New York City region, please take flooding concern seriously. Exactly. So you can see Philadelphia, my area as well as Philadelphia, are right on the cusp between the slight risk and moderate risk for flash flooding. And so right now, again, I'm in a flood watch, and I'm in a risk for severe weather, as you can see here. So hold on, you can see. If you look where my finger is pointing, my area is right in the. I'm in the 2% tornado risk. I'm in a 2% tornado risk for today. And there's a 5% around Philadelphia. And there's also, if you look at the black dashed area, you can see there's a black dashed area. The black dashed area is the highest potential for EF2 tornadoes are stronger today. So let's hope that doesn't happen, but, we gotta be prepared just in case. But, like I mentioned, I would not be surprised if they issue a tornado watch today. I'm expecting a tornado watch. So, anyway. So it seems like, we're... Hold on. Oh, man, come on. And so obviously take the flooding seriously. Uh-oh, County, Delaware is the 5%, as the tornado risk of 5%, exactly. You also cooked exactly, Chicopee. I think we are cooked. Yes, we are cooked. But I think the areas that we cooked especially are right around Philadelphia, and my area might be cooked too. So, but right now it's raining. It's raining for me now. So, I'm currently getting rain right now. So, and the flood. Yeah. So you see Calgary, Maryland tornado potential. Yep. They also have the 5% tornado risk. And so whether my area gets flash flooding and or a tornado or severe weather of any kind, we're gonna have impacts regardless. So right now, so I have my radio on, but I'm not catching alerts. As you all know, I have my radio on. Yes, I have my radio on, but I am not catching ES alerts because, like I said, as you all know, I am retired from catching new EAS stuff. I'm retired from catching new EAS stuff. So, but still. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm expecting the National Weather Service to issue a tornado watch. So, Southern Pennsylvania WX Power, and in this one, since he in CIG1 tornado risk. Yeah, I kind of have it. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, let me just, let me just see. Yeah, because. Yeah, his power. Yeah. Well, hold on. I would say some Pennsylvania WX is around the cusp between the 5% and 2% tornado risk, and he's also right on the edge of the CIG1. Wait, Adams County is in it. I think I'm looking. So, oh, come on. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Well, Adam. Well, you can see Adams County. Well, I think Southern Pennsylvania WX is right on the border between. Yeah, he's right in the southeastern part of Adams County. So he's right on the edge of the slight and the marginal. I think he's on the edge of the slight. So, but but his power may not survive though, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. It just doesn't, But yeah. Yeah, I know he's not. Yeah, he might lose power, but he does think most of the time, half the time, he thinks he'll lose it, but then he doesn't. So I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time he says that, but he ends up not losing power. So yeah, yeah. So we'll just wait and see what happens. I mean, yeah, we should wait and see what happens today. But they supposed to be an active day. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, the weather does not look good today. And tonight, for that matter. And like I showed you, there's a flood watch up for parts of the Mount Holly coverage area and the State College coverage area. Actually, the entirety of the State College coverage area is in the flood watch, but I'm surprised PHI has not expanded the flood watch yet. But I'm pretty sure they're going to, because I mean there's a gap. There's a large gap around Reading and Allentown. So yeah, so they're likely going to fill in the gaps pretty soon, and I'm expecting Binghamton to follow suit. I'm expecting Binghamton to follow suit with issuing flood watches for the Binghamton area, and you know I'm expecting the northern half of I'm expecting area the northern half of the PHI forecast area to be in a flood watch at some point. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna, and I mean honestly, I have a little bit of an OCD, so I think PHI should fill in the gap soon, because I have a bit of OCD in me. I have a bit of OCD in me, so probably should fill in that gap. I think PHI should fill in that gap like soon. Because one, for those, with bigger OCD issues, they can drive them crazy. But the fact is, they expanded the Weather Prediction Center, and expanded the slight risk for excessive rainfall to include more areas, a lot more areas actually. So yeah, so that should be a sign that they should be issuing a flood. All right, so the flood watch crawl. So there's now a flood watch crawl on the Weather Channel. So with that being said, they're probably in the process of issuing additional flood watches to include more areas. All right. I just called it actually. So just moments ago, the National Weather has expanded flood. So it does not show on the National Weather Service map, the National Weather Service has expanded the flood watch to include such as Warren counties in New Jersey and Carbon, Monroe, Berks, Lehigh, and Northampton counties in Pennsylvania. You can see here. So you can see here they've expanded them. So all right, so look, Andy called it. Yep. So now the flood watches include Allentown, Reading, the areas that were not in the flood watch before. So yeah, Andy and I pretty much called it. So yeah, Andy called it. Yeah, but the Delmarva is not under a flood watch yet. The Delmarva is not in a flood watch yet. So they only expanded to include the Allentown area, Reading, and up in the Poconos. So now yeah. Yeah, Andy called it. I called it. I hear they should expand. I mean, as if PHI was watching the stream. As if PHI was watching the stream. Just kidding. PHI probably is likely not watching the stream, but But I said they should expand the flood watch. I said they should expand the flood watch to include the gap areas like in Reading and Allentown, and the National Lake Areas. PHI did just that. PHI, like not long after I said PHI should be expanding the flood watch to include more areas, they did. So yeah. Looking outside, it is raining for me. So, and right now, it is raining. It's raining for me outside. So now all we need is at least a severe thunderstorm watch, if not a tornado watch. All we need right now is all we need is either a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch. It's probably gonna be a tornado watch, to be honest. Alright, so there is now a new tropical depression that formed in the Pacific, and oh my God, look at that! You're gonna get rain today. Same here, Chicopee. Look at that. So Hawaii is bracing for more tropical downpours. That's gonna add insult to injury for Hawaii because they just got hit with Lala. Hawaii just got a major hit with Lala. I mean, while Lala was not a direct effect, Lala did not make landfall on Hawaii, but Hawaii shot a hell of amount of rain. A hell of amount of rain fell in Hawaii, especially the Big Island. I mean, I know some parts of the Big Island had 30 to 40 inches of rainfall in parts of the Big Island of Hawaii. Yeah, Hawaii got slammed with 30 to 40 inches of rain in some cases. I'm not even kidding. They actually got that much. And now Hawaii may be in trouble again. I feel sorry for Hawaii. Me too. They got extreme flooding back in the spring, and they also got extreme flooding during, Hurricane Lala, with many areas seeing 20 to 40 inches of rainfall. For sure for me too. Thanks, Chicopee. But the way I see it, I feel like we're getting off easier. I'm not saying we're getting off easy completely. I'm just saying we're getting off easier. Because while we're getting flash flooding today, Hawaii is right now recovering after devastation from Lala. And the fact is, the feet of rain that fell in Hawaii fell over days, but still caused extreme extreme devastation in some cases. So you can see right now, a live look at these cities. Pittsburgh is 68 degrees, New York City 79, Somerset, Kentucky. Then there's Clayton, Delaware. Hey, FXD Weather Productions, how you doing? So right now, the cold front is right over top, the frontier over top of us. But still, and we're I think I'm north. My area is north of the front, so it's probably gonna be a little bit stable for me, but still gonna be getting some intense downpours this afternoon and tonight.
Flood watch in effect through late tonight. What? Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible.
Yep.
Where? Portions of northern New Jersey, including the following counties: Sussex and Warren and Pennsylvania, including the following counties: Berks, Carbon, Lehigh, Monroe, and Northampton. When? Through late tonight. Impacts: flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Additional details: showers and 8 thunderstorms are expected through this evening. Rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour are possible in stronger storms. Total rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are expected, with some areas experiencing 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, which could cause flash flooding.
Wow.
http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued.
All right. Thanks, Chicopee. But I'm not gonna upload it EAS capture because, like I said, I'm retired. I'm retired from catching new EAS alerts. So yeah, look at that. The Torah comes from the Weather Channel is 4 now for Baltimore, D.C., Hillsborough, meaning 40% chance of a tornado. I mean, if any of you want to use that, if anyone wants to clip that, if anyone wants to clip that, if anyone wants to clip that, they can. You guys can. You just gotta give me credit if you do. All right. I was not intending to catch EAS first because I'm retired from EAS, but I just keep the radios for my personal gain. I keep the radios as for personal matters, like filming my weather radio commercial and having alerts for myself. So, like I said, if you all want to clip that, you can. If any want to clip the EAS capture, you can. Just give me credit. Just give me credit if you do so. All right. So yeah, like I said, y'all can clip that if you want. Just give me credit if you do. So, I'm retired from EAS completely. So, and I still have over a dozen compilations to premiere yet. So, there's slight risk. So am I. Well, my area's on the edge of between the slight and the marginal, but yeah. So stay safe, FSD Weather Productions. Stay safe, FSD Weather Productions. I gotta stay vigilant too because the slight of the I mean, we're in a flood watch and excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, so we gotta buckle down and just prepare for what Mother Nature should throw at us. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to belch. I mean, yeah, right now, yeah, I'm in a flood watch until 2 a.m. tomorrow. So, yeah. So yeah, I know my sister's friends are coming over. My sister's friends are coming over today. My sister's friends are actually coming for a sleepover. My sister's having a sleepover today, so I just hope my sister's friends get here before the bad weather hits. And they're gonna be coming in a couple hours, so yeah. You sure we had severe storms on Tuesday? Oh wow. So yeah, so look at that. So this is on Tuesday in Nebraska. There's some funnel clouds reported in Nebraska on Tuesday. So ferocious winds lashed the Cornhusker State. So yeah. Here we got some nasty weather coming our way. And we just had our first heavy rain shower of the day. But right now, there's really nothing going on in Nebraska yet, except for a couple of showers here and there. But the weather is pretty much not bad actually with the temperatures. So 70 in Sioux Falls. It's 75 here, I think. So yeah, it's 75 for me. I'm at 79. Okay. It's 75 for me. You can see there the highest potential is there for hurricane force wind gusts of over 75 miles per hour from thunderstorms today and tonight. So, as you can see, again, there's the flood watch crawl, and you can see there's a potential for 2-inch hail or larger in the area that's being circled, and you can see there's more severe weather ahead for Nebraska tomorrow, and the risk pattern for most of the surface area. Yep. So there's a threat for damaging winds tomorrow in the Midwest too. So those areas and the potential is there for hurricane force wind gusts tomorrow too in the dashed area. If you can see the dashed areas. So and yeah, except for damaging winds and there can be hail too. Honestly, so this like over Athens, Georgia is 92 degrees in Athens right now. 92 degrees in. Oh. Oh, come on. If you want to clip that too, you can. But again, give me credit. But I don't know if it can be good though because it got very staticky there. So, but if you still want to clip that, you can. Just give me credit if you do. So, yeah. If you want to clip that, you can. But again, give me credit. Cause I'm not gonna use that. So anyway, yeah, you can. So my area is in a flood watch now again. So hopefully, the flooding doesn't come to fruition, but it might. So yeah. Oh no, you don't, computer. You're not falling asleep on me. So again, you can see the flood watch areas. So now place like Allentown, your TEF 666, and he's in New Jersey right now. Oh, cool. That's cool. So you can see there are flood watches out for New York City too. A lot of areas in the flood watch. There's now a flash flood warning in State College, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so there are numerous flash flood warnings in effect for the Altoona area, State College area, and Pittsburgh area. So, Philly's under it. Yep. Like a lot of areas under the flood watch, which include Harrisburg, Lancaster, Philadelphia, Reading, Allentown, New York City, Newark, etc. If you're in the dark green area, you're in the flood watch, obviously. And there's the key right there. Yeah, there's your flood watch in effect. So. Yeah, so obviously we gotta remain vigilant. And there's likely gonna be a tornado watch. I'm not gonna be one bit surprised if they issue it. But I'll be stunned if they don't issue a tornado watch. That is if the forecast for severe weather continues to worsen. Because it seems like the forecast has been getting worse with today's severe weather. Everything's getting worse. Okay, if you remember, just 2 days ago, I was not even in a thunderstorm risk. Just 2 days ago, I was not even in a thunderstorm risk for today. But then they up the ante for today. The weather forecast for severe weather kept getting worse and worse and worse, and so did the flood threat. Oh, sorry, excuse me, I didn't mean to belch, excuse me. So, Yeah. Yeah, today does not look good for the weather. Hey, MPX Weather, how you doing? So, yeah, we gotta, persevere. Alright, so, probably within a couple hours, we're gonna be under a tornado watch. Within a couple of hours. You sure we have severe storms for today? Okay. Well, stay safe today. So, we'll see how things play out in the coming hours. So, and I'm very concerned about my dad. I'm very concerned about my dad because my dad's in Philadelphia right now. My dad's in Philadelphia for work right now, so hopefully, hopefully he does not have any problems getting home. Hopefully he does not have, problems getting home because, it's not gonna do him any good if if a storm hits, his train is gonna be stopped. If a severe storm hits, then the trains are gonna ground to a halt. The storm includes the whole 26 Metro. Yep, I do see that. You can see, yeah, Minneapolis is in a slight risk for day one. Minneapolis has a 2% tornado risk, a 5% wind risk for Minneapolis, and a 15% hail risk for Minneapolis. Yeah, we got a lot going on today for severe storms. Sorry, that was my stomach growling. If you heard a rumble, that was my stomach growling. So, let's just see what happens today, but I really, now that there's a black dust area in the mid-Atlantic, it's not gonna be good. I mean, some of my relatives and friends are under that black dust area, so hopefully, I'm trying to keep them informed, because, with the weather, it can get worse later. And right now, it's the calm before the storm. We're in the so-called calm before the storm. As you can see, it says today strong thunderstorms likely today. So yeah, it says localized flooding is possible. So the weather does not look good, and the weather forecast keeps worsening. You can see strong storms today, but on the bright side, look in the week ahead. No 90s, no 90s in the week ahead. No 90s in the week ahead. I mean, hopefully we're done with 90s. I hope we're done with 90s because I can only take so much heat, and after that early July heat wave, there's always the mid July heat wave. I'm done with 90s. I want to be done with 90s for the year. But I know September can still produce 90s yet. So I mean, I remember back in 2019. In 2019, I hit 96 degrees on October 2nd, 2019. I hit 96 degrees on October 2nd, 2019. I'm not kidding. And Washington D.C. actually hit 100 degrees on October 2nd, 2019. Hold on. So, what are your NFL predictions? I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure, honestly, but I mean, it really depends on how good the teams are. Hold on. Yeah. Anyway. But I don't know if I have any predictions for NFL today. I mean, I'm not really good at sports, so I mean, what I'm hoping for is the Eagles to win because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles fan, so yeah. Yeah. But I do know for a fact that I know for a fact that I'm going to a Philadelphia Eagles game on October 18th. I'm going to a Philadelphia Eagles game on October 18th. The Eagles will be playing against the Panthers. The Eagles will be playing against the Panthers on October 18th. Vikings fan here? Okay. Well, it makes sense. It makes sense because you're from Minneapolis. So just hopefully they doesn't get traded. Yeah. Excuse me. So yeah. But honestly, but I know. I mean, I know Josh. I know Southern Pennsylvania WX is a. I know Josh is. I know Josh is. A Ravens fan, and I support that. I mean, I don't judge people. I don't judge people on. I don't judge people on who they root for, even if they're from another city. I don't judge people on who they root for. I'm the kind of person who supports people. Support, you know, people for who they root for. I don't. Yeah, I don't judge because I'm a very nice. As y'all know, I'm a very nice person and supportive. You all know I'm a very nice person who's supportive, and so I don't judge people on who they root for, even if their team is from another city. I mean, you don't have to be like from, let's say you don't have to be from Baltimore to root for the Vikings, or you don't have to be from Minneapolis to root the Vikings. I mean, my grandma was born in Pennsylvania, but yet my grandma is the Packers fan, and that's from Green Bay. So yeah, so you know what? I support people who they root for. I support people who they root for. As long as they're happy, I don't have a problem with it. But I'm sticking to being an Eagles fan. I'm sticking to being an Eagles fan. Yeah. I'm not the one to judge. You don't judge also because even if they're a Packers fan or other NFL teams fan, I still don't judge because that's judge who they like and who they root for, and there's no problem with exactly because I'm a supportive person. I'm a very supportive person. I support people. Doesn't matter who they root for as long as they're happy. I mean, my mom is a Cowboys fan, so, and that's fine. So yeah. Even if our teams do end up playing each other, but obviously, I root for my team. So yeah. Yeah, my team is the Philadelphia Eagles. I know Josh is a Ravens fan, so yeah. And I have a friend who's a Ravens fan too, so I have no problem with it. No problem with it. It makes them happy, so root for whoever you want, whether you're from the city or not. Week 2 preseason game versus Ravens. Week 3 preseason at Broncos. Okay. I forgot who I forgot who the Phillies are rooting for. I forgot who the Eagles are playing on Saturday for the second preseason game. Yes. Hold on. So the second preseason game is Saturday night. The second preseason game with the Eagles is Saturday night. The Eagles are playing the Patriots Saturday night. The Eagles are playing the Patriots on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, and the final preseason game is Friday, August 28th at 8 p.m. and that's against the Bengals. On August 28th, the Eagles are playing the Bengals at 8 p.m. So yeah, that's just how it is. Yeah, so I know the Eagles lost to the Ravens last Saturday. School. All right. No caps lock. Okay. Please no caps lock. All right. No caps lock. But again, I know the Eagles lost to the Ravens last Saturday, 24-7. So that was a that was a that was a bad game for me, but a good game for Josh because he's a Ravens fan. Well, I'm an Eagles fan, so wasn't a good game for me, but you know it is what it is, and yeah, because it's preseason yet, so it doesn't count. Because it's preseason, it does not count. By any stretch of the imagination, it does not count. But still, you know, it would be nice for the Eagles to win, but you know, can't win every game. You know, it's just how it is. Vikings defeat the Giants, nice. All right, Young. I'm gonna do my day 2 severe weather outlook video real quick. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna do my day 2 severe weather outlook video. So y'all behave. All right, y'all behave. All right. So I'll be back in a few minutes as soon as I'm done with the day 2 outlook video. Y'all behave, okay? Hello, everyone. JohnnyThunderEAS&Weather here with your day 2 severe weather outlook. We have a slight risk for severe weather tomorrow that encompasses most of Nebraska and northeastern Kansas. Cities tomorrow's flight include Lincoln, Nebraska, Salina, Kansas, Grand Island, Nebraska, Kearney, Nebraska, and Fremont, Nebraska. And there are two marginals for tomorrow. One covering northeastern Colorado, parts of western, northern, and eastern Nebraska, southern South Dakota, parts of Kansas, northern half of Missouri, southern half of Iowa, southeastern half of Wisconsin, northern half of Illinois, and northwestern Indiana. A second marginal tomorrow covers eastern Texas, parts of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, the northwestern part of the Florida Panhandle, parts of Georgia, most of South Carolina, most of North Carolina, and southern Virginia. Cities in tomorrow's marginals include Chicago, Illinois, Charlotte, North Carolina, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Missouri, and New Orleans, Louisiana. Alright? Going to tomorrow's tornado threat. There is a 2% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that covers east central Iowa, southeastern Wisconsin, and north central Illinois. Cities in the 2% tornado risk area tomorrow includes Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, Aurora, Illinois, Rockford, Illinois, and Naperville, Illinois. Going to tomorrow's wind threat, there is a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 50 miles per hour higher tomorrow, covering much of Nebraska and northern Kansas. The 15% wind risk area tomorrow includes Lincoln, Nebraska, Salina, Kansas, Grand Island, Nebraska, Kearney, Nebraska, and North Platte, Nebraska. There are two areas where we have 5% wind risk areas for tomorrow. One covering southern South Dakota, western, northern and eastern Nebraska, northeastern Colorado, parts of Kansas, parts of Iowa, northern half of Missouri, northern half of Illinois, southeastern half of Wisconsin, and northwestern Indiana. A second 5% tomorrow covers far east central Texas, parts of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, the northwestern part of the Florida Panhandle, parts of Georgia, most of South Carolina, most of North Carolina, and southern Virginia. The 5% wind risk areas tomorrow include Chicago, Illinois, Charlotte, North Carolina, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Missouri, and New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, if you look at the black dashed area, the black dashed area is the highest potential for hurricane force wind gusts to reach or exceed 74 miles per hour from thunderstorms tomorrow. Alright? The black dashed area is the highest potential for hurricane force wind gusts reaching or exceeding 74 miles per hour from thunderstorms tomorrow. Alright? Areas outside the black dashed area are mainly 60 to 70 miles per hour. The black dashed area includes Kearney, Nebraska, North Platte, Nebraska, Hayes, Kansas, and Lexington, Nebraska. Now for tomorrow's hail threat, there is a 15% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger tomorrow, covering most of Nebraska and the very far northern edge of Kansas. The 15% hail risk area tomorrow includes Grand Island, Nebraska, Kearney, Nebraska, Fremont, Nebraska, North Platte, Nebraska, and Norfolk, Nebraska. And there are two areas where we have 5% hail risk areas for tomorrow. One covering southern South Dakota, western, northern, and eastern Nebraska, northeastern Colorado, northern Kansas, parts of Iowa, northern Missouri, northern Illinois, southeastern half of Wisconsin, and far northwestern corner of Indiana. And the other 5% hail risk tomorrow covers southern Virginia, most of North Carolina, and most of South Carolina. Tomorrow's 5% hail risk areas tomorrow include Chicago, Illinois, Charlotte, North Carolina, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Missouri, and Virginia Beach, Virginia. Now, if you look at the black dashed area, the black dashed area is the highest potential for hail of 2 inches. Really? The black dashed area is the highest potential for hail of 2 inches in diameter or larger tomorrow. The black dashed area is the highest potential for 2 inch hail or larger tomorrow. Areas outside the black dashed area are mainly inch to 1.5 inches in diameter hail. In summary, scattered damaging hail some greater than 2 inches in diameter, and severe wind gusts may occur over parts of the Central Plains late Friday afternoon and evening. Scattered storms, some severe wind gusts and hail also are possible across parts of the Midwest and Southeast. So, that's your day 2 severe weather outlook. Stay safe in the affected areas tomorrow. Whether you're the slight or the marginal, since you don't know, or slight marginals can pull off sometimes. Take today to prepare for tomorrow, and just in case the threat goes into tomorrow night, make sure you have a way to be notified for severe weather tomorrow night, whether it be your TV, radio, or phone, to wake you up to go to your safe spot. And if possible, sleep in your safe spot tomorrow night to avoid having to move during the night. And try to stay away from windows. Make sure that safe spot is in the lowest level. Of the building you're in, and again, try to stay away from windows tomorrow night. So, in summary, scattered damaging hail. Wait, already mentioned that. Sorry, just a little bit of a habit. So anyway, stay safe tomorrow, and I'll go over all of this again in tomorrow's day 1 severe weather outlook video. Take care. Hello, everyone. Alright, I finished recording the video. a slight
Hold on.
risk for severe weather tomorrow.
Alright, I gotta upload it, then I'll chat with y'all.
Hello,
Alright.
in summer 21 severe weather outlook video. Take care. Hello.
Alright. I'm back. Alright, I'm back with y'all. So, oh, Gloucester County popped on. Gloucester County popped on. How you doing, Gloucester County? And Kitchen, New York, EAS popped on. How you doing? So, might be cooked. Yeah, might. Yeah, you're in the 5% tornado risk. Yeah, I did hear that. A significant. Okay, yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. So, the other tropical storm headed for Hawaii yesterday. You're on the floor. Okay. Guess it's time for you to wait for watches. Yep. Gotta wait for any severe weather watches. Oh, sorry, my stomach is rumbling. Maybe you just hear my stomach. Hold on. I brought some E-Clear down with me, so I'm gonna have an E-Clear real quick. Then I'll be back with you guys. Alright, sorry, that was my sister, so anyway, I'm gonna hop off now because my mom got me lunch, so, and my mom got me tater tots, so I have to eat them while they're hot, so I've been out here for an hour anyway, so it's time for me to hop off, so hope y'all have enjoyed chatting with me. It's been fun chatting with y'all, and I will see you in another one of my videos, so I hope you all have enjoyed. It's been fun chatting with y'all, and I'll see you all next time. Until next time, take care.